Should I be worried about my boyfriend's 30 relationship with his female roommate, 31? I, 25, have known my boyfriend, 30, for over a year now, but originally as friends and in the past 6 months or so actually dating. The entire time I have known him, he has lived with this female, 31, roommate. When I first met him, they had a third roommate who was male, but when their lease ended, my boyfriend and the girl got a new place, just the two of them. The roommate has always been super nice to me and giving me advice about my boyfriend and I's relationship, what to get him for his birthday, sending me advice articles about our relationship, etc. He always said they see each other as siblings. In the beginning, I never had any doubts or suspicions on the nature of their relationship until recently. We had all hung out one day and decided to go shopping for their apartment together. She sat in the front seat with him and I sat in the back, the whole afternoon. They spent the whole day picking out furniture and decorations for their home and I began to feel like the third wheel lol. She also made a comment about how he accidentally saw her naked the other day and how funny it was because he said he was grossed out. I wasn't sure if it was all in my head, so I didn't say anything at the time, but later I brought it up to my boyfriend and how I felt, and he was super reassuring. But since this day I can't stop worrying myself. Our first date he invited her, and multiple outings together too. They are constantly messaging, always asking him for advice, reassurance, details about her sex life, and they have nicknames for each other. She asks him to do errands for her, she cleans his bedroom while he's out of town, etc. I trust my boyfriend completely and I know he is a really friendly and caring person and has a lot of female friends because he is such a great listener and a great friend. My worries are her intentions. Recently, him and I were out to dinner and she's blowing up his phone saying she wants to come join. We got in a fight about it and he said I was worried about nothing. I told him I want there to be boundaries and he said he understands that. I just want to know if I should be concerned or if this is normal opposite sex friend roommate behavior. Lol, I have never lived with the opposite sex who was straight, so this is all new territory to me. Any insight helps. Tier. Too long didn't read. Looking for advice about my boyfriend's 30 relationship with his female roommate, 31. This kind of a dynamic would piss me right off. I'll be blunt here, at the very least you have a third wheel in a relationship, but what's more likely is you being the third wheel. Frown. They have a very BF-GF dynamic between them and you're rightfully worried and pissed, and she sounds a bit jealous anyway. In any case, I'd be pretty wary of dating someone that has a roommate of the opposite sex anyway. It's such an intimate setting. He even saw her naked. His comment about him seeing her naked being gross sounds like deflection and an excuses to me. Our first date he invited her. Oof, if there's 3 people there it's not a date, it's a group outing. Oof, yeah, this would make me feel weird too. Whether they're romantically interested in each other or not, that level of closeness that eclipses your relationship is uncomfortable. Invited her on your first date. That's pretty odd. The fact that he constantly invalidates your feelings about her actions is not nice. And the biggest concern that jumps out to me, there's not enough room in your relationship for 3 people. Do you feel that he puts her ahead of you? That naked comment made my ears perk up. That is the kind of thing someone who has a crush or feels she has a claim on him would say. Maybe she has no intentions of doing anything, but it's a definite shady boundary violation. Agree, especially blowing up his phone when they're on a date. Sounds like she's always around. That part isn't very respectful. It sounds like they're almost BF and GF, minus the sex. Honestly, even without any sinister intentions, it sounds like she's emotionally dependent on him at minimum and hasn't made an adjustment since he and Op started dating. There are 3 people in this relationship. Girl, what? You know how disrespectful it is to put your ass in the backseat while the damn roommate in the front seat with your man? Oh hell no. I've lived with a female flatmate for 3/4 years in university. Absolutely there should be boundaries. If she brought a guy over, I never interjected myself. If they were to go to lunch and I was not invited, that's a hint. My interaction would be to ask if he would like a cup of flavored tea. There are boundaries in friendship that extend to the boundaries of so. If you were on a date, that's a clear boundary, and while your BF may not harbor romantic feelings, his roommate may have developed some emotionally dependent need for him. If this relationship is required to progress, maybe look to both of you getting a place. No pressure on you, whenever you are comfortable, but that would solve the problem. Is there something fundamentally wrong with a person that has no friends? Hello? I'm kind of new to Reddit and my first post got deleted, so if I'm doing something wrong, please bear with me. Lately I have been trying to do some introspection as to why I literally have no friends. I have no one I can call up to go get a drink, or go to the beach, or just hang out. I'm not completely alone. I know many people I've met through my husband who I can go to if I'm ever in trouble or need help, and I know they'd lend a hand, so these are friends, I guess, just not the ones you hang out with. I went off to college for 4 years and made many acquaintances but no real friends. My whole 4 years of uni were some of the worst. I was having family issues, dealing with a long-distance relationship, going through depression while being too broke for therapy. Anyway, I'm back in my hometown and I love my life. My now husband is awesome, my job is cool and I get along with my co-workers very well. My relationship with my family is a lot better and I feel truly happy for the first time in a while. People even see me and tell me I look happier. But I literally have zero friends. My only friends are my husband's friends, but they're not really my friends and they only hang out WMBC of my husband, lol. This has gotten me thinking very negatively about myself. What's wrong with me? Am I that unlikable that no one wants to be my friend? Do I repel people without even noticing it? Am I socially that inept? I see all these young girls having GNOs while I stay home on Fridays with my dog and my husband goes to have guy time with his friends. So cringe. How weird is it for a 23-year-old woman to be this alone? TLDR, I'm 23, and have no friends. I feel pathetic. Is this not uncommon? Edit. Wow. I thought I would maybe get 2 to 3 responses on this. I read every single response and will try to answer to as many as possible. You guys are awesome, and have really unique and helpful perspectives. Sometimes it's hard to really look at ourselves and analyze our flaws, but it's very necessary. Thanks y'all! Exclamation mark. How weird is it for a 23-year-old woman to be this alone? It's not really weird at all and emo pretty normal. I'm 41F for context and similar to you in the friend department. The biggest thing is if it bothers you because you want to have friends or if it bothers you because you think it's weird. If you just think it's weird but you're perfectly happy hanging out by yourself and the dog, great. Do your own thing and don't even worry about it. Easier said than done sometimes. If you're looking for friends, can you try double or group dates with your husband and his friends' partners? Hobbies that involve group activities? A friend of mine had some success meeting friends on Bumble BFF. How much do you actively reach out to other people for connections? It depends whether you mind. 23 is a bit of a transition age, not as many women are married that young anymore, so, while the single ladies go out and work their way through $250 worth of shots, you may have other priorities and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm 46 and I felt like you do, on and off, for the majority of my life, but I'm at a stage where I have finally made a handful of friends and that's enough. Most of them I've made through going to choir, so I guess you could find something you love doing and go do that. You might meet some kindred spirits. Smile. It's good that you're recognizing it and looking for answers. Usually none of the people that you know personally who are choosing not to be your friend will tell you why, because it seems cruel. I suggest doing research into behaviors that put people off, and then do an honest appraisal of yourself next to that. Some examples of things you may be doing without knowing: interrupting people, one-upping their stories, harping on about one specific topic, complaining about Trump 24/7 for example, lying/exaggerating, perhaps to get people to like you. It doesn't work. Body odor, bad personal hygiene, criticizing others in front of people. Boasting, either truly or falsely. Another one, and maybe the hardest to fix, is just being boring. Very few people are truly boring, but it's more common that the topic that enthuses them that they can discuss at length is boring to other people. I personally don't think everybody has a right to not have to discuss or learn about things that they're not heavily invested in. If women you talk to like watching a show, watch the show for conversation even if it's not your favorite. If they're into a certain type of fashion, or a sport, or a podcast, learn about it, just so you can engage better. You might have to bore yourself a little so you're less boring to others. Finally, if you're personally comfortable not having friends, don't let societal expectations stress you out. You have as few friends as you like. If you are happy with just your husband and don't smother him, then who cares how many friends other people have? Are you actively trying to make connections? I never really had any girlfriends, but my new neighbor basically just came over one day when I was mowing, scared the shit out of me actually cause she grabbed me from behind and I had headphones on. She told me my hair was cute and did I wanna come drink some wine. Why not? We became besties and did everything together till I recently lost her in a drowning accident while we were kayaking. That's not relevant, just miss her, but maybe if you haven't already, ask a coworker to go do something or a neighbor if they want to join you in a glass of wine. That is such a cute bestie introduction story. I'm so sorry for your loss. It sounds like you all had a once-in-a-lifetime friendship connection. My BF is mad at me because I can't see him due health problems. Hi, I, 26F, wanted to visit my boyfriend, 27M, this Saturday, but I'm having a low blood pressure crisis due extreme hot temperatures, and yesterday I fainted like 3 times, so I'm staying home all the weekend because of my doctor recommended. So my BF now is mad at me saying that he wanted to see me and now I can't. I said to him to come to my house and he says he is tired. So now I feel horrible. I'm having one of the worst times. Yesterday I felt like I was dying. I don't know why he always makes this. When I'm sick he gets mad at me if I can't see him and makes me feel horrible. Now I'm crying like and stupid because of this. I see those BF who go to take care of their GF and vice versa, and here I'm the only one who does that. In fact, when he is sick I'm the one calling the doctors. We've been together 8 years and he always do the same. Am I overreacting? Thanks. TL, doctor, I have to stay home due low blood pressure and fainting, and my BF is mad at me because I can't see him tomorrow. I said to him to come to my house and he says he is tired. And he really didn't want to see you that much. This doesn't sound like a relationship worth keeping. Sorry, but your boyfriend is definitely acting like a child. You have health problems and you can't just ignore the advice of your doctor. He should understand this, and on top of that it baffles me that your boyfriend does not seem to care about you fainting. I also don't understand why he doesn't come to your house. You have to tell him what your problem with his behavior is and give him a choice to visit you or to stay at home and to be a child. He doesn't want to see you. If he wanted to see you, your compromise of you can come to me would work. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't mad at you but was mad at the situation. However, he is mad that you won't go to him and he doesn't want to put in effort. Relationships require effort and compromise. You have none. You do not have a relationship. OMG, why are you bending over backwards to accommodate a person that does not care about you or your health? Relationships are supposed to support, uplift, cheer on, and bring joy. From what you have described, he's missing at least of these prerequisites. Dump him, you can do better.